Let me ask you a question. Do you realise that everything you want to manifest already exists? Sounds crazy, right? But let me explain how this works. In this video, I'm going to explain how to manifest anything you want into your life and get instant results. Hey Outlaws, this is Marcus Burks from marcusburks.com, and I help people to tap into no-nonsense law of attraction. We are the outlaws of attraction. Reshape your life and create a world that you design. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell notification so you never miss a video. Don't forget to go and smash that like button. Let's get right into it. Manifest anything you want into your life and get instant results. In ancient times, a king had a boulder placed in a roadway. He then went and hid himself to watch and see if anybody would come along and move the huge rock. Some of the king's wealthiest merchants came by and simply walked around the rock. Many people blamed the king for not keeping the roads clear, but nobody did anything about moving the rock out of the way. Then a peasant came along carrying his vegetables. He laid down his burden and started to try and move the rock out of the way. After much pushing and straining, he finally succeeded in moving the boulder out of the road. And when he went to pick up his vegetables, he found a purse lying where the boulder had been. The purse contained many gold coins and a note from the king to say that the gold belonged to the person who would move the rock from the road. The peasant learnt what many of us never truly understand, that every obstacle presents an opportunity to improve your condition. What I want you to take away from this is that the peasant was using the law of attraction. He was obviously using the law of attraction to focus on that he wanted to generate some wealth into his life. And in moving the boulder, he wasn't just thinking about himself, he was thinking about what's in it for everybody else. In that selfless act, the law of attraction aligned with his vibration and gave him his greatest wish in presenting him with the gold. The point being that the law of attraction doesn't always work how you think it's going to work. It doesn't always happen how you think it's going to happen. But if you do align yourself with the right vibration and the right energy, then the law of attraction will work in many ways that you don't even understand. But you have to look at self-doubt and negative thoughts as those obstacles that are standing in your way. Then you have to align the frequency with the frequency that you want. As in the frequency, and you want something into your life, you have to take those actions in order to raise yourself to that frequency and believe that you are going to achieve that. In the same way that you would tune into the radio station that you want. Because if, as I've said, if you are looking for Dance FM, but you're tuned into Rock FM, then you need to turn that knob and tune that channel until you find the channel that you're looking for. Because if you are on a different channel, it doesn't mean that Dance FM doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that it's not there. You just tuned into the wrong frequency, because all the frequencies are there. It's just finding that frequency by turning the knob and tuning into the right frequency. Because everything that you want already exists. The dream home, the dream car, the dream soulmate. You know, every single thing that you want is already there. Your soulmate, if you're not with your soulmate right now, your soulmate exists. They are out there somewhere. The dream house, even if that house isn't built now, the materials for that house are out there. Your dream car, it is all there. It exists in one way or another. As I say, even if the car's not built, or even if the house isn't built, the land where the house will be built is already there. The materials that are going to build the house and the car are already there. Your soulmate is already out there. Every single thing that you want to manifest in your life already exists. I believe that we live in a world of beauty and abundance, and our life is supposed to be abundant and beautiful. I believe that. I believe that when we come off track, and we know when we've come off track, that's when we start to go down a path that takes our life in a direction that we don't want it, and therefore we don't vibrate with the energy that we want to be vibrating with. That's why if you are in a job that you don't enjoy, you're putting yourself into that low vibration energy, or you're with a person that you don't want to be with, or people around you that you don't want to be around, and you just feel, you can feel it inside yourself. And I think when you are in those situations, no matter how difficult that it may seem, you have to look at a path on bringing yourself back into that beauty and abundance that the world has set for all of us, because we are all part of one. We are all part of this mass energy that is one. We are all God. I know it sounds crazy, but we are all part of the bigger energy. We are God. Now I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds crazy to people to say that we are God, but we are. We are creators of our own world. We are part of a bigger energy. We are part of something absolutely amazing, and none of us can deny that. It doesn't matter what religion you follow or what you believe in. We are all connected. Some way or another, we are connected to this mass energy and connected to this universe and this beautiful world that we live in. Now, if you go and look for it, you're going to find the bad and lack in the world. You're going to find the dark places. You're going to see the poverty. But you've got to look at it like this. There is the yin and yang in the world. There's the light and dark, the hot and cold, the day and night, whichever variation you want to use. That if one didn't exist, then the other can't exist, because you can't have day without night. You can't have hot without cold. So it takes everything to work together in order to make everything exist. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I think that it's a good thing that there is lack and poverty and sadness in the world. But I know this, that I'm in control of my world. I'm in control of my own world, which therefore, if I can connect to source energy, as I always say this, that I can do the best that I can do to be the best version of me in order to do the best for everybody else out there. So if I can do the best to inspire me, to inspire you, and you do the best to inspire you and to inspire others and do things for others, then therefore we have that knock-on effect. So instead of trying to do everything, we do our little piece, and if everybody does their little piece, then we are adding goodness to the world. Now, I don't want that to come across all woo-woo and all hippie, because we're certainly not that on this channel. I'm certainly not that. I'm very real. That's why this is the no-nonsense law of attraction. But you know what? We are part of something absolutely amazing, and we can't deny that. So the more that we realize that we are our own creators, we do create a world that we design, the more that we start to believe that, and the more that we start to take actions towards that, the more that we start to see to manifest in our own life, and the quicker that happens. Because in reality, time doesn't exist. Everything already exists. All the things that we want already exist. It's already here right now. We just need to align with that. We need to take action towards that. We need to believe that we can have that. So if you say to yourself now, well, how can I manifest things instantly? If you fancy a cup of tea right now, you can go into your kitchen, you can flick on a kettle, and you can have a cup of tea. Now, I know there's some people in other parts of the world that can't go and do that. But if you are watching this now, then I'm assuming that you have a kettle and water in a tap. So therefore, that means that you are already in a better place than some people in the world that can't just go and switch on a kettle and pour water into a cup and put a tea bag in there. So for them, they would see manifesting a cup of tea as a very difficult thing. But you might see manifesting a cup of tea as a very easy thing. I want a cup of tea, walk into my kitchen, make a cup of tea. So it's the same thing. It's just that we see that as easy. So then if you see yourself going, right, I'm going to walk into my dream job, or I'm going to meet my soulmate or the dream person that I want to marry, then we start to put limitations on that. We start to put limitations and think that might take a long time to get there. That might take me so many years to do this. But actually, what you can do is start taking actions and start to manifest things very, very quickly. Because when you start to believe that those things are just as easy as making that cup of tea, then those things do start to come into your life easier. Now, I know I'm going to say that it is easier said than done. No nonsense law of attraction. That's what we're talking about. No nonsense. Yes, it does get frustrating, but that frustration is the lack mind. I do it myself. Obviously, I'm looking at manifesting things into my own life, and sometimes I get frustrated. And in that frustration, I know that I create lack into my own life by doing that. But when I realise and look back at some of the things that I have manifested, and now they seem really easy, and I think, that at one time was so difficult, and I never thought that I would get to that point. So now the more that I am manifesting, the more that these things are happening, it's speeding up the process, because I realised that something that once seemed so big now just seems normal. So I want you to do that in your own life. I want you to start with the small things so you can instantly start to manifest things. Even if it's that little thing, you fancy that sandwich today that you've been fancying for a while, or you fancy that cup of tea, or you fancy going to the gym and doing that workout, or whatever it might be for you, to instantly start to attract the little things into your life, and then realize that you are in control over the little things equally as much as you're in control over the big things. A gentleman was walking through the elephant camp, and he couldn't help but notice that none of the elephants was in cages. They wasn't chained with big strong chains, but instead they had a little piece of rope. Just a little piece of rope that was just attached to one of the legs. As the man was gazing at the elephants, he couldn't help to be confused and be absolutely amazed at why such a big strong animal wouldn't just simply walk away and snap such a little tiny rope. They could have easily just walked away and escaped the camp, but they didn't even try. So, confused, the gentleman asked the trainer, why do the elephants just not even bother trying to escape? They're such big strong animals. Why don't they just walk away and simply snap the tiny rope? In reply, the trainer said, when those elephants are tiny baby elephants, they use the same rope, and at that point in their life they can't escape the rope. And through years of trying and conditioning, they finally accept that the tiny rope is strong enough to hold them. So when they become big elephants, they just accept that the rope is too strong for them to break free. So the only reason that the elephants never tried to break free with their sheer strength was because over time they adapted to believe that it wasn't possible. So the moral to the story is, if you've tried and failed, then why stop? Just try and try again, because anything worth doing is worth doing over and over and over and over and over again until you get it right. Gary Vee would say the odds of being a human being being born right now and living in 2019 at the brink of technology in the information age is the odds of 400 trillion to 1. The odds are 400 trillion to 1. Now, I don't know how accurate those odds are, but one thing I do know is we are human beings living on the planet Earth in this universe. So I know this, just what we know about being alive on this planet is that we are a fucking miracle. Can you hear that? That's the kids next door playing on their trampoline, because I'm in my little outbuilding outside my house now filming. And that's the kids on the trampoline. And that brings me to say this next thing, is be like a kid. Those kids on that trampoline have their whole lives ahead of them right now. They dream and imagine like kids dream and imagine. Remember when you was a kid and you used to just splash into the puddle and you'd have these big dreams and you could put a towel over your back and think you were Superman. And you had all these big ideas and dreams and your imagination was crazy. Well, be like that as an adult. Be like that as an adult. Think of yourself like you was when you was a kid. Believe that we are part of something amazing, because we are. We are here on this planet Earth. We are born from baby. Two people conceive and a baby grows inside a woman and is born as a baby, and then you raise that. But that in itself is a miracle. You plant a seed, and from that little seed a tree grows. You know, we've got the oceans and this. You know, it's just we're in an unbelievable place that is a miracle in itself. It's just a miracle in itself. And when you see the world like that, then you can think again like childlike thinking. Think like a kid. See the world as this big, massive wish list. This thing that you can put your energy out into the universe and wish for the things that you want. And then, as I say, if you take it with no nonsense and you actually start to implement that and start to take action towards those things, then why not? Why can't you manifest what you want? Why not? Why? Why not? The only reason that the law of attraction wouldn't work for you is because of your own beliefs, your own desires. If you don't have a burning enough desire in order to take drastic action towards the things that you really want to manifest in your life, then that is the only reason that you can't make the law of attraction work for you. And as I said, you've got to have the burning desire. So make sure that you don't confuse yourself with things that you think that you want, but you don't truly want from your heart. That's when you have to dig deep into yourself, dig deep into your heart, mind and soul, and realize the things that you truly want to manifest in your life, because that is what the desire is, because that's your life's passion and your purpose in life. Write down in the comments below that I create a world that I design. As in you, I create a world that I design. Write that in the comments below. I create a world that I design. And I want you to say that throughout the rest of the day. I want you to say it to yourself throughout the rest of the day and realize those little things. Think about the little things, like when you desire something, like a cup of tea or a chocolate bar or an apple or whatever those little things are, and realize how easily you can manifest certain things into your life that are not so easily manifested into other people's lives in the world world that would equally look at you and think that the law of attraction can't work for them, and then start to take that into the bigger things. So if you start practicing today and realize that you can instantly start to manifest the little things into your life, and that when you realize that is you realize that you can start to manifest instantly the big things into your life. So go out into the world today, hold your head high, and know that you are part of something absolutely amazing. Know that you are special to somebody. Know that you are loved by people. Know that you can love yourself, have the respect for yourself, and realize that you are an absolutely awesome spirit inhabiting a human body, experiencing this whole universe. You are absolutely amazing. You're in a miracle in itself, and you can manifest whatever you want into your life. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go and click the bell notification so you never miss a video. Go and smash that like button and make the law of attraction work for you. Once again, this is Marcus Burks from marcusburks.com with no nonsense law of attraction to create a world that you design.